everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I am exactly 1 week out from my powerlifting competition. Actually, I'm 4 days out. Oh my gosh, time is going by way too quick. Anyways, that's not what I wanted to say. I would have typically been water cutting right now, but since I weigh way under my weight class, thank God, I'm not. So I don't like to do water cuts. However, I know a lot of times water cuts are necessary, especially if you want to be a little bit more competitive in your weight class. I know, and I know. The title is clickbait as fuck, but it's not impossible. I mean, you can lose 15 pounds in a week. It's just gonna be with water. And it's not gonna last. And you're gonna be very miserable doing it. So I do not recommend this for long-term weight loss solutions. So stop looking for an easy trick to lose 15 pounds in a week. This is not for you. This is for athletic purposes in terms of making a weight class. To give you guys a quick background on how many water cuts I've done, I've probably done about 6 of them. And I've lost anywhere from just 5 pounds all the way up to 16 pounds. Now the 16 pounds was not on purpose, but anyways, I've had my fair share of experience with water cuts, and I kind of came up with my own formula which works for me. Again, this may not work for everyone. You might have to manipulate a little bit more factors. You may have to start earlier, you may have to start later. Everybody is different in terms of the way that they react to water. Anyways, there's a couple of things that you need to know before you actually start doing the water cuts, and that is, 1, how much do you normally weigh at night right before you go to sleep with your clothes off and everything? And then 2, how much do you weigh in the morning after you're done going to the bathroom, again with your clothes off, no food, no coffee, no water, you just woke up. That way you can calculate how much water weight you typically lose in one night. You probably want to start tracking this a month out. Another thing that you need to know way prior before your water cut is what body weight should you be training at compared to your weight class. So for women, I would recommend anywhere between 3 to 7% over your weight class, whatever your weight class is, times 0.0 and then the percentage. That should give you the range of how heavy you should be for that weight class. Anything more I would not recommend. So if you're like 10% above your weight class in terms of weights and you try to water cut that, it's gonna kind of hinder your performance a little bit. So that's why I recommend 7. It's probably the most ideal for women. For men, they can actually get away with a little bit more. I think they can get away anywhere up to 12% heavier than their weight class. There is the high end, again what I said, the 7% for the women and the 12% for the men. And then the very low end, which is, 0%, but I would say 3% for the women and then probably 5% for the men. That way you can kind of figure out what type of water cut you need to do. For the higher end, you're gonna need a more manipulative water cut compared to the lower end where you don't really need to manipulate too many factors. So I'm gonna kind of go over a little bit of both with you because I have done both. So I have a chart here for you guys, and as you can see, I have 2 different weigh-ins. One is a 24-hour weigh-in and one is a 2-hour weigh-in. I would say for the 24-hour weigh-in, we are gauging it off the higher percentage that you need to lose. So for women, 7%, and then for men, 12%. And then for the 2-hour weigh-in, we want to go off of the smaller range, so the 3% for women and then the 5% for men, just because I don't recommend going anything higher for a 2-hour weigh-in, just because you need to replenish your electrolytes quicker than a 24-hour weigh-in. So let's start with the higher percentage since we have to manipulate a lot more factors. So that is the 24-hour weigh-in, as you can see, the meet day is Saturday, so you're going to be weighing in Friday, and let's say you're weighing in at 9 a.m. You want to kind of start by counting back 8 to 9 days prior weigh-in is when you should actually start manipulating some factors. So on my chart, I did an 8-day water cut type of deal. So every day leading up to Friday, you want to be weighing yourself morning and night. Morning and night. So on Thursday, the week before, that's when we're gonna start manipulating some factors. We're gonna start manipulating our salt, we're gonna start manipulating our water. And as for carbs, you're just gonna wanna have your carbs normal, like how you normally eat in a week. Maybe a little less, but not too much. You don't wanna change too much too soon. First, you're gonna start with drinking 2 gallons of water a day. Yes, 2 gallons of water. So now this should just be regular drinking water, spring water. Don't start drinking distilled water yet. And then you want to start sodium loading. Now with sodium loading, it is kind of hard to keep track of your sodium. I would recommend eating just a simple diet like rice and turkey, no vegetables, because we don't want to have any extra fiber in our system, just because we want to be as light as possible, and fiber will sit in your intestines for a while. Then I would recommend just getting salt packets from like the store or anything. Get anywhere between 10 to 12 salt packets a day. That's how you know you're sodium loading, and then just keep that consistent. Then you're gonna continue this for 3 days afterwards, all the way up to the Sunday prior of weigh-ins. Now that is gonna be your last high carb day. And the reason why we want to have high carbs, high sodium, a lot of water is because we want to retain as much water as possible. So you might notice a weight gain in this process, which is normal. The whole point of losing water weight is to have your body on one side of the spectrum, have it drop down, and then come back up. So that way, this is the week prior, this is when you weigh in, and this is the day of your meet. So you want to come back up to that high points. Again, that's the whole point of water loading and sodium loading. And then come Monday, we are dropping our carbs and no salt. We completely drop salt at this point. So you're literally eating bland food. So again, just stick to your normal meals, lower their carbs, have no salt. You're still drinking 2 gallons of water a day. Then comes Tuesday, we are gonna divide how many carbs you ate on Monday in half. And then you wanna still keep your water at 2 gallons a day. Then moving on to Wednesday, this is when you're going to drink only 1 gallon of distilled water. The whole point of distilled water is that it does not hold on to any minerals in your body. So basically we're flushing out our system. Distilled water is going to basically dehydrate you. It's not gonna hold on to any of the electrolytes. So just remember that. So distilled water is just flushing your body out. And then you're gonna be on 0 carbs. So 0 carbs this day, 0 salt this day, and distilled water. One mistake that a lot of people do is that once they eat, they start eating lower calories. Now, you don't want to eat lower calories because you still want to have that energy for the meat. You don't want to be in a calorie deficit. So try to fill the empty carb space with higher fats. So during these days, I like to eat a lot of eggs, and I like to eat almonds and things that is going to be higher in fat, but typically low in carbs. So probably not almonds. Probably eat almonds like Monday and Tuesday, but on Wednesday when it's 0 carbs, just eat fat without any salt. So I don't know, add oil to your chicken breast or something, make it a little bit more tasty. Maybe have a small steak. You don't want to lower your calories, you just want to have your carbs lowered. Now there might be a small change in how many calories you intake because carbs are going to take up a lot, but it shouldn't be dramatic. You shouldn't be eating like 500 calories a day. You should probably be still eating like close to 1,000. So one day out from your competition, this is Thursday. Remember, you're supposed to weigh yourself in the morning and then at night to see how much weight you're dropping. And remember how much weight you typically lose in a night. So if you're around the weight you can lose in one single night, you probably don't have to sauna, you probably don't have to do any other factors. So if you don't have to do that, then you will continue just eating maybe 2 all the way up to maybe 5 eggs that morning, and that's all you're gonna eat throughout the day. And then you're gonna only drink 1/2 gallon of distilled water until noon. So once noon is over, no more drinking water. So that is if you are close to your competition weight and you can lose that in one night expect this day to drop you anywhere from 2 to 3 pounds. And then the night you probably will drop 1 or 2 extra pounds. So that means you probably will lose anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds within that 24 hours. Now, let's say you are not very close to your competition weight. That's when you need to start manipulating more factors. That's when you want to probably bring out some laxatives. The best one would probably be magnesium citrate. Make sure you take that in the morning, trust me, and make sure you don't have any other plans that afternoon, because it's gonna be a shitty time. With the magnesium citrate, you should probably lose an extra 5 pounds. If you're not losing that much water weight, then you probably would have to go sauna or take an Epsom salt bath. So that is if your body does not respond well to the water cut. Then you want to do the saunaing the night before. Make sure you do not sauna too early in the week. It's gonna mess up everything. And then you have your weigh-ins the next day. Again, if you have 1 more pound to lose, you can do that by spitting out into a cup. That's pretty much the higher percentage weight loss. So for women who are trying to lose 7%, for men who are trying to lose 12%, that's the kind of route you should take. Usually the water manipulation, the salt manipulation, and the carb manipulation should bring you to your weight. However, again, everybody's different, so some people may need to add the laxative, the salt bath / sauna, or the spitting. So those are 3 optionals if you're not losing that weight within those 24 hours. Now, let's say you are on the lower end of the spectrum. You only need to lose 5 pounds or you have a 2-hour weigh-in. So you're on the 3% / 5% range. And again, you have a 2-hour weigh-in. You will start 6 days out. That's when we are going to start water loading. Again, 2 gallons of spring water, and this is your last high carb day. Then the next day you are still gonna be water loading, 2 gallons of water, and then it is a medium carb day, so cut your high carb day in half. Then the 3rd day will be another medium high carb day, 2 gallons of water. 2 days out, you're gonna have 1.5 gallons of water, regular spring water, and then 0 carbs. 1 day out, you are going to have 0 carbs, and then 1 gallon of distilled water. So remember, distilled water, and drink that up until 3 p.m. As in terms of food, you can stop your food at 12 or you can stop it at 3 with your water, just because we're not trying to lose that much water. That way we're not trying to lose that much water weight. You should be peeing a lot, so expect to pee a lot. And that should probably lose the lower percent of body weight that you need. We are not manipulating salt here just because we don't need to. We are not trying to lose too much water weight. Just keep your sodium very low. And with the 2-hour weigh-in, you should never sauna. You should never be taking laxatives. You should never be spitting in a cup, just because you shouldn't even be that far out in terms of body weight, because it's going to hurt your performance if you are that heavy and you're trying to lose all that water weight, especially in a 2-hour weigh-in. So a couple of pointers that will help you is remembering to weigh yourself morning and night all the time. Keep your stress levels low, like really keep them low. Any type of stress will hold on to water weight. And then trust the process. Don't try to manipulate too many factors if you don't see something going your way when you're still 3 days out. You should still be at the same body weight as you were when you first started the water loading. So don't expect to see a huge drop around 3 days out. All this water weight you're losing should happen within the last 24 hours of your weigh-in. So those 24 hours are very crucial, because that's when you start dropping. And let's say you are doing a 24-hour weigh-in and you only need to lose the lighter side. You can do the 2-hour weigh-in chart, just move everything. So a couple of other things that people sabotage on is saunaing way too soon. What I mean too soon is they're saunaing 3 weeks out or 2 weeks out. Don't do that. Remember, saunas, Epsom salt baths, spitting, laxatives should be your last resort. You should not rely on them. Those are my tips for you guys today. Hopefully they help. And you can screenshot the chart right here. I'm gonna put it right here. Again, hopefully this water cut template helps you guys. It works for me all the time. Just don't cave in. Don't cave into the water. I know it doesn't seem like you're gonna be thirsty, but you're gonna be very thirsty by the time 7 o'clock hits the night before weigh-ins. So don't cave into the water. I mean, it's gonna suck, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Do it for the Wilks, okay? All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
And resource guide and my packing slip. So okay, so it's gonna be easier for me to go through all the foods once I lay them out on the table. I opened up the daily planner though so that I could look at it and show you guys. In addition to the shelf stable foods from Nutrisystem, you also have to buy some things from the grocery store to round out your nutrition. Such as fruits, vegetables, and sometimes you're adding protein and stuff too. It could be as easy as a protein shake, or it could be eggs or fish or something like that. Alright, so this kind of is telling you about that. And then your tracking pages have where you can write in what Nutrisystem food you ate for breakfast. And then your Power Fuel or protein drink, which is the Power Fuel is some type of protein food. And then for lunch again, and then you have your Smart Carbs for your snack, which could be fruit, yogurt, stuff like that. And then tracking for vegetables, water, is this resource guide, which I've heard you only get on your first month, because you don't need it, and it goes through the entire program, success stories, pretty much everything you need to know, plus just extra stuff to read. So the top layer is, got some pillows, is orange is lunch, blue is breakfast, and purple is, it says desserts, but really it's snacks, because like this is popcorn. It's got salty and sweet snacks you can choose from. I did not do any of the frozen foods. I just did the shelf stable foods. I also did where I can customize, and I chose all my own foods. You can do it a little bit cheaper by having them select what they call like basically favorites, customer favorite foods. And that's what they send you. So this is the top layer. It's got some lunches, breakfast, and desserts. Lunches and more lunches. Apparently, I got a lot of stuff in these little containers. And dinners. Dinners and dinners. Okay, so here is all of my food stacked up. That's my month's worth of food from Nutrisystem. And then, like I said, I'll add some protein and fruits and carbs to it just to round out my nutrition. Okay, so right here up front is desserts and snacks. Got salty snacks, like this is popcorn, and this is in a big like normal chip size bag, and cheesy puffs, not trail mix, but zesty herb snack mix like Chex Mix. This is the honey mustard pretzel bits. This was a substitution because I don't like tortilla chips, so I know that this was a substitution for something, but it was only one. The chocolatey nougat bar, a chocolatey pretzel bar, just little chocolate discs, chocolate covered pretzels. This was also a substitution because I didn't get any cookies, and so were these. But that's fine. You know, no big deal. Carrot cake, which is like this long in the package. It's big. This is a fudge brownie, chocolate cake, and a golden pound cake. These you have once a day as a snack. And all of this is breakfast. And I ordered some stuff not really knowing what to expect. So, you know, whatever. Muffins, a pastry, more muffins because I like muffins, cinnamon buns, scones, cereal. Now, this is something I'll probably not order again. Biscuit and gravy mix, which I was unsure of when I ordered it, but it's literally the mix. You have to mix it up and cook it, which in the morning I don't want to have to do, so I'll probably not order that one again. The eggs are dehydrated, and I've heard positive and negative reviews about that, so we'll see. The sausage patty, and then honey wheat bagel. And then all the orange is lunch. So, chicken soup, beans and ham soup, tortilla soup. Some of them are already in these microwavable cups. Some are freeze-dried and you have to add water to microwave. Either way, that's fine. They're all very portable, as you can tell. There's a few in packages back here. Beans and rice, which is, it feels already moistened, like you would just need to microwave it. And then tuna salad back there. And then in red is all my dinners. Pizzas, chicken and dumplings. These are beans, chili with beans and vegetarian chili. Sloppy Joe mix, which is dehydrated. You just add water to it. Meatloaf, ravioli, tuna casserole, beef and potatoes, lasagna. And this is one of their new meals, a chicken pot pie, which everybody swears is awesome. You can take the crust and put it in the toaster to keep it kind of crispy and keep it from being soggy. There's also beef patties, flame broiled, and hickory smoke, which are also freeze-dried. Add water to it. It says, remove from tray, fill with boiling water, let stand 2 minutes. And everybody says that these are actually really good. Mac and cheese with beef, and then just plain mac and cheese. So, I don't think I had any substitutions on my dinners. I don't really think so on my lunch either. I haven't looked at the paper, but I'm pretty sure I ordered all this stuff. On the breakfast, the same thing. I think I ordered and got everything I ordered. As I fix some of these meals and try them out, I will post pictures on my Facebook page or make a little collaborative video of multiple meals and put up videos so you can see.
Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. This is Honest Homemaking, and today we're going to talk about how I lost almost 20 pounds in 4 weeks by doing the keto diet. You heard that right. I lost 18.3 pounds, I have notes on my phone, in 4 weeks. A little over 2 months ago, I gave birth to my 4th baby boy. If you did not know, he was born on August 13th, so he's just he's 2 months and 11 days old. Everybody's body has kind of a resting weight where your body just kind of sits. When I am, kind of eating smart and not really dieting, I sit around 140 or so. I'm pretty short. That's actually, I would really like to stay around 130, but if I'm not working out and I'm not eating healthy, I sit around 140 or so. When I'm eating healthy and working out like you should just to fuel your body, I sit around 130 or so. So when I got pregnant with Mason, on my very first appointment, I weighed 154 pounds. So I was quite a bit higher than my normal everyday weight. You're gonna hear Leo and Mason. They're in the other room. Mason is in his swing and Leo is just playing. So they're just right next door. You're probably gonna hear them making some noise. Well, hopefully that's not too distracting. When I went in for my very first appointment, I weighed 154 pounds. So that's quite a bit more than what I would consider my resting normal weight. And then on top of that, you know, when you're pregnant, you gain weight. So the day I gave birth, I weighed 185 pounds. And I'm very short. So not only did I have a belly, but you know, you guys have seen my videos. My arms got larger, my face gained weight. I gained weight, you know, all over. Oh, the back, oof, I gained weight quick there. But I knew the day that I had him that I wanted to lose some weight, but I gave my body time to rest and heal because, you know, I'd just given birth. So I decided that I was going to do something different. Chris and I have talked about the keto diet multiple times. We have tried every diet under the sun. We've done all the Beachbody programs, Les Mills programs. We did like Thai belt. Like you would not believe the amount of exercises we have done. And they have been hard to maintain. When I'm dieting, I feel hungry all the time. I'm constantly obsessing over the numbers, you know, tracking my calories, and I'm hungry. Anyway, when I'm dieting, I'm hungry, I don't have a lot of energy, and I just generally feel crabby because, you know, you're very restricted when you're on what you would call a diet. After my 6-week postpartum checkup, I decided that I was going to really give keto a try. I follow a really sweet girl. Her name is Danielle. She runs a channel called Daniela Diaries here on YouTube. I mentioned her in my Keto Cook With Me, and I will link her channel below for you. I follow her on Instagram, and she restarted the keto diet, and she did a video showing, I think it was like a keto grocery haul, and that was what finally inspired me to try it. I saw her food, and you know, she'd been talking about it and how good she was feeling, and so I finally bit the bullet and we started keto. Now, we've been doing keto now for 4 weeks. We took a week off to go camping. We ate everything in sight, so we don't really count that week. So for the first week of keto, we did really well. I felt great. I dropped 11 pounds in the first week, which is a lot of weight. A lot of that is water that your body holds on to because it's bloated from all the stuff, the sugars and stuff that you're eating. But I lost 11 pounds in the first week. Then we took the second week, we went camping almost in 6 days. So we did not do keto while we were camping, although we could have after we thought about it when we were camping. But we came home and went immediately back to keto. And since then, I have lost another 7.3 pounds. So my total weight loss in the 4 weeks of keto that we did is 18.3 pounds. That's a lot of weight to lose in less than a month. And the most impressive part, at least to me, is that my body fat has gone down almost 5% in just 4 weeks. So I'm losing fat. Like we have a Fitbit Aria scale, so it shows you your weight and it shows you your body fat percentage. And mine went from 40%. Told you I had a lot of fat on my. I'm only 5'3", so that's a lot of fat to be on my small frame. I went from 40% to 35.4. I would also like to add that this is without doing any workouts of any kind. We are in a very busy season of life, so we haven't been able to do a lot of workouts. So but it's a really good diet. We're not hungry. We feel very satisfied. You know, I guess it's something, I don't know a lot about keto, so I'm not an expert. I'm not going to be able to give you a lot of advice on it. I can just tell you what worked for me. But I guess it's where you eat a lot of fat. It keeps you full. I generally don't eat until after 1 o'clock in the evening. Like it's actually 2:02 right now. My watch. It's actually 2:02 right now, and I haven't eaten anything today, and I'm not hungry. I will get something very shortly because I'll have to leave to get the kids, but I don't want to be super hungry by dinner time, so I will probably eat soon. But on the keto diet, you're not hungry. I have had no cravings. I feel better than I have in years. My skin looks better than it has in years. I have no breakouts anymore. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. It is an amazing diet, and Chris and I both feel fabulous. He's also lost almost 20 pounds. His body seems to react to it just a little bit differently than mine. He's losing weight. It's just not as quickly as my body has been dropping it off. And I actually think that might have to do with I'm also nursing. I'm breastfeeding while I'm doing it. It hasn't interfered with that in any way, shape, or form. Mason still gobbles up booby all day, every day. He's getting lots and lots of milk because when we had him to the pediatrician, he's in like the 99th percentile for weight. At his 2-month appointment, he weighed 15 pounds, 7 ounces, which is a very big 2-month-old baby. So clearly it doesn't affect my body in breastfeeding. We plan to continue the keto diet as long as it's working for us and we feel good and healthy. We had one cheat day, actually it was about a week ago, and we probably won't do that again because we just felt crappy the next day. I felt sluggish and bloated and like I just couldn't wake up. I don't know. I don't know a lot about it, so I feel like I can't really give an informative video. I'm just giving like my results, but I'm going to insert a picture so that you can see. Sure. You're going to see a lot of mom body right here. But the first picture, of course, is my day 1. The middle picture is actually my week 1 results, and then the third picture is my week 4 results. I wish that I had taken inches measurements, but I forgot to until, you know, I was already a week through it. And by then I was like, well, what's the point if I'm already this far into it? I will leave some resources below. These will be the resources that I have found most helpful in learning about keto and how to start keto. So all the information will be linked in the description. Really, it's just 2 places. Like I said, Daniela Diaries and a website called dietdoctor.com. It's full of like the beginner keto stuff, all the information you're going to need. And they have a sample 2-week meal plan to get you started. That's my cue that it's time to go. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I know he's crying. I'm coming. I hope that it wasn't too all over the place. I hope it wasn't too scatterbrained. And I will see you guys in my next video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.